Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, Rich Eisen thickens the plot in Baltimore. This is the story. This is the never-ending story. The story that just keeps on giving. And you know why? And once again, I blame the Ravens. But I'm going to play the audio of Rich Eisen speaking about the Ravens, right? Talking about how they thought he would be back way sooner. Talking about how he doesn't want to play with the brace. So I'm going to play it, and you guys can delve into what you think is really going on in the behind the curtains in Baltimore. But here we go. We're going to play it live. Let's get it going.
I don't know what's going on with Lamar, because when I spoke to the Ravens, when I saw them in week, what was that, 15? They all mold together right now. It was week 15. That Saturday night game in Cleveland. They were all saying, we're going to get Lamar back, I think, next week. He could have played now, but he doesn't want to play with a brace on. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to really do that until he's 100% healthy. And he's still not back. Tyler Huntley is doing what he can, but this team is a totally different animal when Lamar Jackson is behind center or in shotgun. A totally different ball of wax. And he's got to come back. And he's got to be Lamar. Because you're looking right now at the rest of the AFC playoffs. Talk about a great time to be alive. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert.
Let's go.
Are in the playoffs in the AFC.
Finally.
And it could very well be, and I believe it will be, Trevor Lawrence getting his first roll at it. Yeah. And those are your 5 other quarterbacks that are currently most likely to be a group of 5. You got to have Lamar. You got to have Lamar. In this tournament, with those quarterbacks in it, and the 7th one coming in, may very well be Kenny Pickett playing well as he's doing, or
maybe
can Mac Jones get in there? Can it be Tua if he is healthy enough to come back? You gotta have Lamar. Lamar's your difference maker. That defense is a difference maker despite getting run all over on Sunday Night Football. They had one last shot to try and get off the field and win the game and couldn't. Got to tip your cap to the opponent. But Lamar Jackson has to come back. He is the ultimate difference maker. Certainly when the pool is so deep, you got Allen, Mahomes, and Herbert and Burrow in the playoffs. Gotta get him. Gotta have him.
Yo, listen. Listen, this is what I've been trying to tell a lot of Baltimore Ravens fans from the beginning. And I'm going to delve into this, right? This team, as you've seen the past couple weeks, cannot score without Lamar Jackson. He holds the 2nd highest points per game in the history of the NFL. That's not conjecture. Those are all facts, okay? So when he's on the field, even when he's devoid of weapons, he can still make stuff happen unlike any other QB in the league because he himself is the ultimate weapon. The problem in Baltimore is they become stagnant. They become complacent. They've become overtly dependent on Lamar. And they are asking him to do all of the heavy lifting himself. Because, FYI, I'm not here to tell you, the defense ain't stopping these guys that they just named. They're not. They are not. We have the worst 4th quarter defense in the entire NFL. We give up the most air yards, 10 yards or further, in the entire NFL. Think how many bad teams are in the NFL right now, especially in the NFC, and we got worse defenses in the 4th quarter and for air yards than they do. So this is all the Lamar Jackson show. You failed on properly building the defense. You failed on properly building the O-line. You failed on properly giving him the requisite weapons to be dynamic. So what they're asking Lamar to do is to rush back. Because remember, if he rushes back, it's not like he has the weapons that he can spread the field. Spread the ball. Get the ball into the playmakers' hands and let them do some of the lifting. No, they need full-on Lamar to come back. That means he has to dip, dive, duck, and for the people that don't understand that reference, dodge. That's right. So you want him to go in there like RG3 went in there. Oh, I'm doing it for the team. You think I don't love the Ravens? I do. I'm a true Baltimore Ravens fan. But how can I look at this guy and say, yo, we've done him dirty? We've done him dirty. We haven't given him the requisite weapons. We didn't even pay him yet and give him long-term longevity monetarily. And you're saying go risk all of that, all of the money that you're probably going to get here or on another team for the sake of now because of our foolish, rash, and indecisive decisions. So, listen, he said he talked to the Ravens. And the funny thing with the Ravens is they're burning. It's getting to a point now though I don't think they can repair the bridge, because they're the ones leaking out all the information. No information has ever been leaked from Lamar Jackson's camp. He doesn't even talk to Harbaugh about the contract. He talks to EDC. That's it. He brings EDC in. They sit down. They have words. He goes about his business. There's two people, maybe three, because Bashadi, I don't know, maybe he might be in there once or twice or whatever, right? But it's usually just him and Lamar. And there's information being leaked out of the room where there's only two people. And we know for a fact it's not Lamar's. So what you have is a disgruntled player who has put your organization on his back. I'm talking Atlas. If you don't know Greek mythology, the man in Greek mythology that held up the world on his back like this. Remember, Hercules had to hold up the world for him so he can get the golden apples. That he has to pull an Atlas, hold up everything on his shoulders. And you look at him in the face and say, you're not worth top 5 QB money. The absolute unmitigated gall of them to say that publicly, pretty much. But you want him to perform as he always performs, risk everything with no security. For everybody saying, oh, he's getting paid, so he's not fit, would you do it? No. I need to know, would you do it? If you knew you're one of the top 3 players or top 3 people at whatever you were doing in life, that means if you're a doctor, you're a top 3 surgeon. If you're a lawyer, you're a top 3 lawyer in the entire country, in the entire whatever world, if you want to say, right? And they said that you're not worth top 5 at your position. But you do more than all of your other counterparts. And then, after you've proven to not only do great things with less, when more is on your plate, right? They say, look, we need you to go do something really dangerous, right? And maybe if you do it, we'll consider giving you a raise. Would you do it? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't risk it. You'll say, you know what? Fine. I'll take my talents somewhere else that will appreciate what I bring to the table. And for anybody that doesn't understand this, he needs an agent. An agent would have told him to sit out the entire year. That's the kicker of it. The agent would have said, let him go with Tyler Huntley. Let him go 5 and whatever, 3 and whatever. You think we're winning a lot? You think we win 8 games like this? We can't. I want y'all to understand something. So, and there's a stat that came out. I love this stat. Woo! I love this stat, baby. I want you to understand this. One of the worst times in Baltimore was Kyle Bowler. Do you understand that? His QB play was so bad, so inept, that we just chalk it up as the Bowler years. Do you know offensively, Offensively, what we've done this year in a 5-game stretch, Bowler hadn't even done. The offense right now, since Lamar's went down, because I think he's been down for 5 games now? Is it 5 games? I believe it's 5 games, right? Has scored less in that span than a Kyle Bowler-led offense. Let that sink in. So, this is why, listen, this is why I tell everybody, right? When I talk about Lamar, why I give the grace of understanding to the position and the predicament that he's in. Because you have to understand, once again, he's asked to do think about it. Even now that he's asked to come back, right? He has to be 100%. He has to come back 100% because he can't risk losing. Like, he has to be able to move. They need him to make big plays. The biggest running play this year has been from Lamar. The biggest passing play, right, has been a pass from Lamar. When you look at a player that could throw a ball and get the ball for 70 whatever yard, 50, 60 yard strikes, right? And at the same time run for 70 yards for a touchdown. It changes the way a defense can play you. It changes the way they study for you. It changes the way the offense can fluctuate, and it changes the way the success rate of the offense. Because once or twice, he could break one. And that's instant offense. He's the Tyreek Hill of quarterbacks. And now you're hearing more leaking coming out from the Ravens. Listen, man. Rich Eisen I've watched him for a while. I mean, years. I have never seen him tell something on air that wasn't facts. Never. For him to come out and say the Ravens told him directly that Lamar didn't want to play with the brace, that Lamar, didn't want to do certain stuff and certain stuff like that. That's them leaking that information because they want him to die on the sword. And Lamar's like, no. Y'all say you were protecting the brand. I'm protecting my brand. And they're like, oh, that's not fair. The rules can't be used against us. Our own rules can't be used against us. No! How could you? Lamar Jackson sits in the corner with an evil grin and laugh. Uno reverse. Boom. So this is something that has to be rectified going forward. Because if you have leaks, it looks even more bad. Because if I know that it's just me and you conversating with things, right, between me and the GM, and everything that I do is now coming out into the media, the only other person I'm going to blame is the GM. That's who I'm going to blame. Because the person sitting across from me is the only person I talk to these things with outside of my network. And no leaks have been coming from my network. So that means a leaky ship is a sinking ship. And let's just hope that Lamar helps to patch the holes instead of jumping off the boat to save himself. Because at this point, it's looking like he might abandon ship. And if he abandons ships, remember, Harbaugh, EDC, the captains of the ship, the old adage, the captain has to go down with the ship. Gone. Further than dead man's chest. You might be Jack Sparrow down there. But listen, I'm serious when I say this. I am serious when I say this. They got a lot to fix, and they have to hurry up quick, fast, and hurry. Because if they do not, they would have lost the best thing that has probably ever happened to this organization. And they will be remembered for that. And the one thing you don't want to be remembered for in NFL is floundering a a top QB in his prime. Because I promise y'all this. I promise. Mark my words. If Lamar Jackson leaves to go to another team, he's winning a Super Bowl there. He might win multiple Super Bowls there. And we're going to have to sit on the sideline and be witnesses to his greatness. Sad, sad, sad. And that was another episode of the Wunderkind Show. You guys can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and you know I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Let's have some talks in the comment section, okay? And if you would like to help out the channel in any way possible by leaving a donation, right here at the bottom of the screen is a QR code for the Cash App, # The Wunderkind Show. And it also will be in the description. So once again, this is the Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out. Yerp.